Attention duelists. Phoenix here, opening up the new Indomitable Pride pack. Dropped this week, a bit late to the opening, but I'm here nonetheless. Each of the archetypes getting support in this have a little bit of my interest, so let's crack in, see what's good. We'll do this like always. I'll read the new cards, skip the old ones. Super Heavy Samurai, Soul Gaia Booster, level 400. You can target a Super Heavy Samurai monster you control, equip this card from your hand or field to that monster. Equip monster is treated as a tuner. If you have no spells or traps in your graveyard and this card was equipped by its own effect, you can special summon this card. You can only use this effect of Soul Gaia Booster once per turn. Nice little extender bit. Gold Pride. Start your engines. Normal trap. If your opponent normal or special summons a monster, target one of those monsters, reveal 3 Gold Prides monsters from your deck. Opponent picks one at random, special summon it, shuffle the rest into your deck, then destroy the monster. Is a good way to stop your opponent's starters and get another card in your hand. Not getting many new cards per pack. Gold Pride Nitro Blaster. Face in that card kind of looks like Lysander from Pokemon XY. Link to 2300, requiring 2 Gold Pride monsters with different levels. You can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it. Then, if your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can destroy all cards in its adjacent monster zones and spell and trap zones. You can only use this effect once per turn. Once per turn during the end phase, if this effect was activated, return this card to your extra deck, and if you do, special summon 1 Gold Pride Nitro Head from your deck or graveyard. Weird, playing with the adjacent zones, a little like Mech Knight do. And the Springans, but no one plays Springan. Realm Resonance is another Visas card. Activate its effect. Special summon 1 monster with 1500 attack and 2100 defense from your graveyard. Or shuffle into the deck 1 Visa Starfrost and 4 of your monsters with 1500 attack and 2100 defense that are banished in your graveyard or face up on the field. And if you do, special summon 1 Visas Synchro monster from your extra deck. It is treated as a Synchro summon. You can only activate 1 of this card per turn. Then we got Super Heavy Samurai Security. Level 4, 500 by 1500. If it's normal or special summon, you can add 1 face-up machine pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. If you have no spells and traps in your grave, you can tribute this card, special summon an earth machine with 1500 or less attack from hand or graveyard, except this card. You can only use its effect once per turn. There's another Soul Gaia. Turbo Tainted Hot Rod GT. I don't think is actually a gold pride. I think it's one of those, or at least adjacent to the Formula athletes. But it's new in here, so flip effect. You can declare a level from 1 to 9. It becomes that level until end of turn. After it's been flipped face up during any main phase, quick effect, target one other face up monster on either field. Immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon 1 monster using only this card and that card. You can only use this effect once per turn and only once that turn. So, assuming you live long enough to get to flip your monster, you could synchro away with an opponent's monster. Here we have an actual new card, Manadium Triscuta. Level 6 Synchro, 2300 by 1300, requiring 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuners. If it's Synchro summoned, you can target 1 level 2 tuner in your grave, special summon it, but negate its effects. You can target any number of tuners you control, change their levels to 2. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Synchro monsters. You can only use each effect once per turn. It's a little Manadium extender, but I think they did already have other options for level 6, so whether or not it gets played, we'll have to wait and see. Pendulum Pendant, normal spell. Banish 5 face-up pendulum monsters from your extra deck. Place 1 pendulum monster from your deck or face-up extra deck in the pendulum zone. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target one card in any pendulum zone, reduce its scale by 1, minimum 0. You can only activate one pendulum pendant per turn. I don't see that being useful. Nemlaria, Dream Defender, Kut. It's a level 10 beast with 2000 attack, 2500 defense. If you have a face up pendulum monster in your extra deck, you can special summon this card from the hand. You can only special summon this card once per turn this way. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a Nemlaria card you control, while you have Dreaming Nemlaria face up in your extra deck, quick effect. Banish one face down card from your extra deck, negate the effect. Negate the activation. You can only use this effect of Nemlaria Dream Coet once per turn. Nemlaria is the one of these in this set that has the most of my attention, because I think it's the weirdest. Alright, I know Gaia Drake's not new. Dreaming Reality of Nemlaria Realized. A level 10 with 1500 attack, 3000 defense. Gains 100 attack for each face down card in your extra deck. You can only use each of its effects once per turn. If this card's in your hand, you can target a monster you control, place it on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, special summon this card. If this card is special summoned, activate one of the following effects. Add Dreaming Nemlaria from your deck or face up extra deck to your hand. No, add one Dreaming Nemlaria from your deck to your face up extra deck. Read that wrong. Or change one other face up monster on the field to face down defense position. We got Super Heavy Samurai Stealth Ninja. I don't think he is new, but he's new to me, so this card can attack while in face-up defense mode. If it does, apply its defense for damage calc. If you have no spell and traps in your graveyard, you can have this card's original defense until end of turn. If you do, it can attack your opponent directly. Once per turn during the standby phase, after this card was destroyed by card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon it. Samurai. And just because here, Gaia Drake the Universal Force cannot be targeted by or destroyed by the effects of effect monsters, requiring Gaia Knight the Force of Earth and one non-effect synchro monster. Another Samurai Security. Another Nitro Blaster. Gold Pride, Chariot Carry, a level 3 Xyz monster, 1900 by 2700. It is an Aqua. Requiring 2 level 3s. You can detach one material from this card, add one Gold Pride spell from deck to your hand. Then, if your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can send one Gold Pride monster from deck to graveyard. You can only use the previous effect of Gold Pride Chariot Carry once per turn. Once per turn during the end phase, if the previous effect was activated, return this card to the extra deck. And if you do, special summon one Gold Pride Captain Carry from deck or graveyard. Dream Tower of Princess Nemlaria. A continuous spell. You can manage 2 face down cards from your extra deck face down to add 2 level 10 beast monsters with different names from deck to hand. You cannot special summon from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect, except for pendulum monsters. You can only use this effect once per turn. If a Nemlaria monster you control would be destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, while Dreaming Nemlaria is face up in your extra deck, you can manage one face down card from your extra deck face down instead. That's a little blanket protector. Kind of weird it's not a field spell. They've been doing that a lot lately. Gold Pride. Pedal to the metal. Quick play spell. Target a Gold Pride monster you control. Until the end of turn, it gains 500 attack. It can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and it cannot activate its effects. During the end phase, if a face-up Gold Pride monster you control is destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can set this card from your graveyard. You can only use this effect once per turn. Weird card. Gold Pride. It's neck and neck. Normal trap. Target a Gold Pride monster you control or a Gold Pride card in your graveyard, except this card. Return it to the hand. If your opponent controls a monster with higher attack than your life points, you can banish this card and one Gold Pride monster from your graveyard. Special summon one other Gold Pride monster from your extra deck that mentions the banished monster's name. You can only use each effect of its neck and neck once per turn. Strange. Strange, these Gold Prides. Another Turbo GT19. Security. I know it's not new. Soul Shield Wall, level 3. You can target a super heavy samurai monster you control, equip this monster from the hand or field to it. It gains 1200 defense. When the monster equipped with this card by this effect is targeted for an attack, you can send this card to the graveyard, negate the attack, but the equipped monster's defense becomes 0. Weird that they wasted a rarity bump animation on that pack. Got a couple of shinies in this. Another Dream Tower, Shari Red, Devourer, and Crane Crane. Gunkin Shoe Ship, Gunkin Sue Ship, Shari Red. Level 4, 0 by 2000. Its name becomes Sue Ship Shari while in the hand, deck, or graveyard, or on the field. You can only use the effects of Shari Red once per turn. Reveal one other Sue Ship Shari in your hand, special summon this card from the hand, then apply this effect. Special summon a Gunkin monster from your deck, except Gunkin Sue Ship Shari, but negate its effects if any. Then perform an XZ summon using that monster special summoned, and special summon from your extra deck. 1xe is a monster that mentions that monster's name using that monster and this card as material. So it's a way to get out the special ships. Then we have Nemilaria Dream Devourer Reveal. Level 10, 2500 by 2500. If this card's in your hand or graveyard, you can banish 3 cards from your extra deck face down, except Dreaming Nemilaria. Special summon this card. You cannot special summon other monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect, except for pendulum monsters. You can send one other level 10 beast monster from hand or face up field to the graveyard to set a Malaria trap directly from the deck. You can only use each effect of Dream Devourer Reveal once per turn. And then there's Crane Crane. When it's normal summoned, you can target one level 3 monster in your graveyard, special summon that target, but negate its effects. You can only use the effect of Crane Crane once per turn. After opening all those packs, no URs yet. A little sad. This one's not looking too hot either. The desire sensor is real. Limnil, Nimlaria Dream Defender Orailer. Level 10, 2500 by 2000. If you have a face up pendulum monster in your extra deck, you can special summon this card from the hand. You can only special summon it this way once per turn. If you have Dreaming Nimlaria face up in your extra deck, quick effect. You can banish one face down card from your extra deck face down. This card gains 500 attack for each monster your opponent currently controls until end of turn. You can only use this effect of Nimlaria Defender Aurelier once per turn. And we have Gold Pride, that came out of nowhere. Quick play spell. Special summon one Gold Pride monster from your hand or graveyard. Then your opponent can special summon one monster from their hand or graveyard to their field, but negate its effects. You can only activate one Gold Pride that came out of nowhere per turn. I don't think that's good. You never want to give your opponent anything. Even if you are negating their effects. New World of Stars. Continuous Trap. While you control Visa Starfrost, the first time each monster you control would be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not. During your end phase, if you control Visa Starfrost, you can target one monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, or if you control a Tuner Synchro monster, you can add it to your hand instead. You can only use this effect of New World Stars once per turn. Strange, and I think they're adding too much to a deck that's already well tuned. Gold Pride, Roller Baller. He is balling. Level 5, 1800 by 1600, Psychic. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can special summon this card from the hand. During the main phase, quick effect. You can fusion summon one Gold Pride fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or field as material. You can only use the effects of Roller Baller once per turn. It's fine, I guess. New World, Amritara, Field Spell. Activate only while Visa Starfrost is on the field. Once per turn, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard or banished, you can activate one of these effects. First one, special summon one of those monsters in defense mode. Or, one tuner on the field gains attack equal to half the original attack of one of those monsters. Or, shuffle one of those monsters into the deck and draw one card. Or, Shuffle this card into the deck, and if you do, add one field spell from your graveyard to your hand. Seems weird to have a Visa's field spell not have a rarity. Strange the choices these men make. Another Amritara, another Realized, and another Shari Red. Baguska, another Carry, and Nemlaria Repetter. Continuous Trap. If you control another Nemlaria card, you can banish the following number of cards from your extra deck face down, except Dreaming Nemlaria, then activate the appropriate effect. 1. Add one Nemlaria card from graveyard to hand. 2. Any damage you take this turn is halved. 3. Send one level 10 beast monster you control to the graveyard. If you do, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until end of this turn. You can only use the effects of Nemlaria Repeater once per turn. Seems a bit too particular. Super Heavy Samurai Stealthy, a level 1 machine. If you have no spells and traps in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon one Super Heavy Samurai Stealthy once per turn this way. If you have no spell traps in your graveyard, quick effect. You can tribute this card, then target one spell trap your opponent controls, set it to your field, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use this effect once per turn. I think that's just very funny to just steal a card your opponent sets. Take that, Labyrinth. Another Rollerballer. Two more Rollerballers. New World Formation. That's a pretty scene. Normal Trap. Target one spell trap you can in your graveyard that mentions Visas Starfrost. Set it. If you set a trap or quick play spell, it can be activated this turn. You can banish this card from your graveyard, and target 3 spells and traps in your graveyard that mention Visas Starfrost except New World Formation. Shuffle them all into the deck. You can only use each effect of New World Formation once per turn. I feel like this was designed for a game state that is way too slow and of the distant past. Third Shari Red, Gold Pride Pinballer. He is ballin'. A level 9 with 3000 attack and 0 defense, requiring Gold Pride Rollerballer and one or more Gold Pride monsters. If it's fusion summoned, you can equip face up monsters your opponent controls to it, up to the number of fusion materials used, so minimum 2. You can only use the previous effect of Gold Pride Pinballer once per turn. Also, if your life points are lower than your opponent's, this effect's activation and effect cannot be negated. Once per turn during the end phase, if the previous effect was activated this turn, return this card to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon one Rollerballer from your deck or graveyard. That is a neat little way to clear the way for this guy to swing in, and he goes away at the end. I think he's funny. I like him. Oof. Second 10 opener, and no new cards in that one. That hurts. And here's our Pity You Are. At the very end. That hurts. Super Heavy Samurai Motorbike. Level 2 Machine Tuner. If you have no spells and traps in your grave, you can discard this card, add one Super Heavy Samurai from deck to hand, except this card. You can only use the effect of Super Heavy Samurai Motorbike once per turn. Once per turn, you can target a machine monster you control, increase its level by 2. I see why it's good. It is a Rhoda for Super Heavy Samurais, and a level modulator, and a tuner. That's a lot. That's a good card. Sadly, it's my only UR. My luck has not been shining through in this one. Oof, and it gets worse. Another Repetter, Another Triscuda. There's my third Stealthy Ninja. Scarecrow, Psychic Wielder. I remember him. The old days. And Gold Pride, Nitro Head. Level 8, 2300 by 2600. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can special summon this card from your hand. During your opponent's standby phase, you can summon a Nitro token that's also level 8 to your opponent's field, but it cannot be used as link material. 0 by 0. During your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can target one Nitro token on the field, destroy it. Also destroy all cards in its adjacent monster zones and spell and trap zones. You can only use each effect of Nitro Head once per turn. That is not bad, actually, if you can get that out turn one to preempt some stuff. Maybe put it in a zone that's next to the link zone to make sure they don't link summon, or if they do, you just blow it up immediately. That'll interrupt a combo. Yeah, not awful. Oh, hey, you are. Haven't seen one of those in a while. And it's a Gold Pride. First, Nemlaria Louvre. Normal trap. Special summon a Nemlaria. Blah. Such a hard word to say quickly. Special summon one Nemlaria monster or one level 10 beast monster from your hand or deck in defense position, but return it to the hand during the end phase. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target one face up monster your opponent controls. It loses 100 attack and defense for each of your currently face down banished cards until end of this turn. You can only use each effect of Louvre once per turn. It's alright. But now, let's see if this is worth the UR price of entry. Gold Pride Leon, level 3, 1500 by 1200. If it's a tuner, if your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target a non warrior Gold Pride monster in your graveyard, special summon in defense position. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except Gold Pride. During your opponent's main phase, quick effect, immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon one synchro monster using only monsters you control that are Gold Pride. You can only use its effect once per turn. Maybe that's worth the UR. I'm not super familiar with Gold Pride. Motorbike, I immediately knew was worth being a UR for all it did. But Leon, I don't know. Also, that was a horse, not a lion. Why are you calling him Leon? He also wasn't fighting zombies or saving the president's daughter or something else he did in one of the other games. Oofa. Already getting big whiffs. I say already getting as if I haven't been struggling to get URs this whole time. Another Louvre. Oh, hey, you are. Although I don't know if it's new. Super Heavy Samurai Swordmaster Musashi. Level 5 Synchro Monster, requiring one tuner and one or more non tuners. When it's Synchro summoned, you can target a machine monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Also, if you have a spell and trap in your graveyard, you cannot normal summon or special summon it or monster with its name for the rest of the turn. This card can attack while in face up defense mode, and if it does, apply its defense for damage calc. I don't think you warrant being a UR. Mayhaps I got hit with one of the decoy URs. In which case, ow, my pride. Parasomnia Pillow is just a funny looking card. If Konami weren't so afraid of money, they would make little plushies of it. Hey, another motorbike. Looks like we got a bit of a super heavy lean out of my opening so far. Mayhaps I'll be the funny, strong style duelist. Fourth Stealthy Ninja. Big ol' nothing. The nothing burger, if you will. Another Dream Tower. Oh, got two. Hey, you are. Pendulum Treasure, normal spell. Add a pendulum monster from deck to your extra deck face up. You can only activate one pendulum treasure per turn. Dreaming Nemlaria, level 1, scale 8 monster. Pendulum effect. Once per turn during the main phase, you can place one Nemlaria continuous spell from your deck or graveyard face up on your field. If you do, add this card to your extra deck face up. You cannot special summon her this turn. You activate this effect. Her monster effect is she cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from the extra deck by having no cards in your extra deck except her. You can only special summon Dreaming Nemlaria once per turn. If this card is special summoned, for every 3 of your face down banished cards, you can banish up to 1 card from your opponent's field and or graveyard face down. Then shuffle one of your face down banished cards into your deck for each card you banished by this effect. Note, she does not target with that. So, non-targeting, multiple choice removal. Awesome. Also, I'm hoping this doesn't come across the audio, but I'm a touch congested. The holidays and being around a bunch of people, all those mixing of immune systems and various things they carry. Not sick, just congested. And far too powerful to be sick. Another penned treasure. Another Nemlaria realized. I think that's my third carry and third realized, and more than enough Shari Red. So, another single UR out of that. Lady Luck is spitting all over me today. See if it gets better with these last two tenors. Another Dream Tower. Big whiff. Another realized, so I'll call it a whiff because I don't need more. Turbo nothing. The guaranteed, well, not guaranteed, but a UR. And it's a Gold Pride. Star Leon, level 6 Synchro, 2000 by 2000. During the main phase, quick effect. You can target a face up monster your opponent controls. This card gains attack equal to its original attack. Then, if your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can destroy that monster. You can only use the previous effect of Star Leon once per turn. Once per turn during the end phase, if the previous effect was activated, Return this card to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon one Gold Pride Leon from deck or graveyard. I think the Gold Prides are neat. I think they're weird. I don't think they're the best thing in this pack. Super Heavy Samurai Battle Ball. Not new, but new to me. Level 2. If all monsters you control are Super Heavy Samurai, and you have no spell trap in your grave, you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls that has a level. Send both it and this card from the field to the graveyard, then special summon from the extra deck one Super Heavy Samurai Synchro monster whose level equals the total levels of those two monsters in the grave. The special summon is treated as a Synchro summon. You can only use the effect of Super Heavy Samurai Battle Ball once per turn. Funny removal card. Also, spherical. Nada. Hey, Captain Carey finally shows herself. Captain Carey, level 3, Fiend type. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one Gold Pride Trap from your hand or deck to your graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target a Gold Pride monster you control that will special summon from the extra deck, banish up to 3 Gold Pride cards from your graveyard, and if you do, that monster gains 500 attack for each card banished this way. You can only use each effect of Captain Carey once per turn. Funny Pirate Girl. Every Gold Pride funny. Now I'm funny too. That's a lie. I've always been funny. And haunted by the narrative. Gold Pride, the crowd goes wild. Normal spell. Reveal a Gold Pride monster in your hand. Add a Gold Pride monster with a different name from deck to hand, then apply the following effect. Special summon one Gold Pride monster from your hand, but lose life points equal to its original attack. That's it. You can only activate one Gold Pride, the crowd goes wild per turn. It's their archetypal Rhoda, and it gets life points down, so it's good. This warrants the SR. Don't know if the rest of the Gold Prides do. We'll have to see if I can't get them in action. This will be the last tenor, another realized, another pinballer. Bunch of normals. Normies, if you will. Another crane. Not related to anything in this. Another Shari Red. Another Shari Red. Another Dream Tower. And Visas Amritara. A prismatic Dream Tower. Pretty. Visas Amritara. Level 8 Synchro Monster, 2500 by 2100, requiring one tuner and one light monster. Its name becomes Visas Starfrost while on the field. You can only use each of the following effects of Visas Amritara once per turn. If it's synchro summoned, you can add a spell trap that mentions Starfrost from deck to hand. During the main phase, you can destroy one monster you control. All synchro monsters you control gain 800 attack this turn. Seems not super impressive for being the final form of Starfrost. I mean, I guess for lore reasons, it being a UR makes sense, but I wasn't blown away by it. Another Baguska. Another Repeater. Another Pinballer. More Baguska. I'm glad he's so terribly tired and does not struggle with any substances. Don't look up his original art, unless you want that joke explained. And topping it off, end of it, another chariot carry. We did not have good luck with getting URs in this one. I think across the 60 packs I opened, I maybe got 6 URs. See how many I missed on. I did get Musashi, but he's not new. I did not get Brave Masawuro. Masa Masurawo. I know how to read. Did not get Veda Kalanta, because apparently his name in this English. Weird. Did not get Prodigy Wakaushi. Did not get Monk Big Ben K. Did not get Sweet Dreams. Did not get Better Luck Next Time. Was a little rough. Yeah. Fortunately, my luck, much like a worm, has turned. So, I'm going to be hitting up the internet, looking at deck lists, seeing what I need to make all this stuff work. And I'll be bringing you back more content of Yu Gi Oh! In the near future. Hope y'all liked it. Thanks for watching this pack opening. And if you want to see more Yu Gi Oh! Content, or rather hear more Yu Gi Oh! Content, come check out the Bros podcast, where me and a bud go through the Yu Gi Oh! Anime. We have recently put out the one where we got to the point where, Pegasus and Kaiba duel each other soon, but in anticipation for that, Pegasus has told Kaiba that if he wants to face him, he must first defeat Yugi in a rooftop battle. No part of his challenge actually meant he had to be on the roof. It's just anime, so we need dramatic scenery. Won't be our last time someone nearly dies in a rooftop duel, and I hope you all look forward to more of that. I'm fumbling this one. Maybe I am sick. Got a little bit of the head fog. So, in the interest of me getting some cold medicine, just in case, I think my voice got a little scratchy there too. Maybe I am sick. In the interest of cold medicine and finding a doctor, I'm going to end this video off here. Hope you all have a good one. Hope you liked watching it. Bye.